Hey there, Danny here. Welcome to my ramblings. I got a couple of things that I want to talk about tonight. But the one thing, so I do all my own work here in the RV on my own. I have help if I need it. So it's not just me. I don't have a lot of upper body strength, so sometimes I need somebody who has that. Anyways, so I had to change out an electrical outlet in the RV. And if you've never done it, it's not like a house at all. Getting the wires, because it's self-contained is what it's called, and getting the wires in there is not the easiest thing to do, but with a little help I got it fixed. I got it changed out. We're back to normal again, thank goodness. So which is good, because I have to change out my AC DC converter thing, which that doesn't really look that difficult. It's right behind the breaker box, and there's two drawers above it, so I can just pull the drawers out, and it should be pretty easy. That's the next big project that's coming, aside from my painting and stuff. I still haven't decided what I'm doing with the front up here, but we'll figure that out as we go. It's a work in progress. I like to stay busy. Anyways, what I wanted to talk to you tonight about, two things. So if you've watched previous videos of mine, I always say that you can't receive what you can't give. And you can't give something if you don't have it in you. So I was watching something on forgiveness the other night, and I got to thinking about this, and I thought it was actually about unforgiveness is what it was about. But essentially how can you expect God to forgive you? How can you receive his forgiveness if you can't give forgiveness to everybody around you? See, here's the thing. And this leads into my second thing, which will come back to the forgiveness thing at the end. So, do you know why they tell you that why the man upstairs says to not fight back, to turn the other cheek? Well, it doesn't tell you to turn the other cheek, but essentially that's what it's saying. It tells you to be silent. Do you know why it tells you to be silent? Here's why. So if somebody tells lies about you, like they're assassinating your character and making up all kinds of stuff and making it out like they're the victim and you're just this horrible, rotten human being, why are you arguing with them? Do you realize that the more you argue with them, or the more you try to prove yourself right, that you're actually supporting their lie? The best advice comes from the man upstairs, and that is stay silent. What are you fighting? Something that's not real? Do you live in La La Land? Do you live in a fairy tale? Why are you fighting something that's not real? This is made up in somebody's head, and they're telling all kinds of people about it. This is a blessing in disguise. You just can't see it yet. Here's why it's a blessing in disguise. Because the people that are believing the lies about you are literally wanted some reason to not like you. Now you know that these people are not for you. They're not your friends. They're not supposed to go with you on you energetically leveling up and getting your relationship with God a lot closer. They're not to go with you. This is a blessing in disguise. When somebody tells lies about you, they're not hurting you. They're helping you. And they're helping you because they're showing you who they are. And they're showing you who everybody's buying their story is. You're getting a little peep into how these people really think about you. Because your true friends and family and people that love and care about you know who you are. And if you're a good human being, you're a decent human being, you don't ever have to defend that. Your actions speak for themselves. And so what would you defend? Why would you want to convince these people of the truth? They don't want to see the truth. That's why they're buying the lies. Seriously. It's a benefit to you. That's why he tells you to be silent. Now, here is the thing. Let's go to the forgiveness. So, forgive them. Here's why you forgive them. Because they're not as far along as you are on your walk with him. They may not have even started their walk with him. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. They don't know how they're helping you. And they don't know how they're hurting themselves. So, forgive them. So then he can forgive you. You can't receive something that you're not able to give yourself. How can you receive forgiveness if you can't forgive all the people that have done you wrong? All of the bad things that happened to me throughout my life, I forgave pretty much the minute my mom died. A lot of it really came down to the fact that when your mom passes, and I don't care if she's a good mother or she's a bad mother, I don't care what kind of mother she is, when your mother passes, it's going to be probably the hardest thing that you ever do. We all grow up knowing that we're going to eventually have to lay our parents to rest. We know this as we grow up. We know it. We just always think that we have all this time. Well, I remember telling my children for a long time that they would always ask me, Mom, when do you start to feel like an adult? I said, I don't know, I'll let you know when it happens. And then after my mother passed, I called them and I said, when your mother passes. Anyways, because of the pain of losing my mother, I realized that I shed tears and the hurt and pain that anybody else has caused me was nothing compared to the loss that I had felt. And that's when I forgave everybody, like instantly. And I had already started on this journey of learning to love myself and find my true authentic self. I had already started this before she got sick and passed, but I forgave everybody. I held no hard feelings towards any of them. I realized that none of them were working on themselves. They were not able to hold themselves accountable for anything they've ever done. And that's kind of the first step to learning to forgive, is the fact that you have to hold yourself accountable for the things you've done. And we're human beings. Like Maya Angelou always said, we do better when we know better. So, young and dumb, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up over being young and dumb. The honest to God truth is, how do you think you get to wisdom when you get older if you were never young and dumb? The more you learn when you're younger, the more wisdom you got when you're older. But you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to integrate your shadow side into the light side of you. You have to bring them together. The yin and the yang. The whole thing has to be brought together. And then that's when you start your journey with him. You're on your journey with him prior to that. But that's when you get to actually learn how to communicate with him and to be able to hear him, to be able to know where he's guiding you to go. And like I've always said, rejection is just God's redirection. That's all it is. It's nothing more. If you're rejected, God's telling you, move along. You're on the wrong path. You're heading the wrong way. Go back. He used to have to smack me upside the head pretty hard to get me to listen. So if you're looking to get on your authentic self and your path to loving yourself and finding your true authentic self, energetically leveling up so you can start your walk with the man upstairs. Even if you don't want to go for the man upstairs part, you're more than welcome. I'll help you get to where you learn to find your true authentic self and love yourself. It's not that horrible as you would think. And I can help you through whatever you need to. And if you're already there, you're ahead of me, reach out. I could always use some guidance. Can't we all? We're learning the whole time we're here. That's where you end up being dead. That's where zombies and all the fantasy stuff come from. Because if you're not continuing to learn and grow, you're essentially just living dead. So here's to learning and growing, guys. Anyways, I'll let you go. I gotta take care of some stuff in here now that I have AC back. Anyways, have a nice night, guys. Love you. See you in a day or two. Bye.